Hi, and welcome to Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Here is your host, Dr. and Evangelist K. L. Rich.
Hi, and welcome to today's podcast of Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Yes, they do. But before we go on with today's podcast, I'd like to invite you to visit us on our website at www.narcabusenomore.org. Again, that website address is www.narcabusenomore.org. And on our website, you'll find valuable information regarding narcissism, relationships, and if you have missed any of these podcasts, all you have to do is go directly to our website and listen to us from there. Now, just to let you know, we're on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central, and that is on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Play, iTunes, Castbox, and Deezer. We're also on Amazon, Audible, Rumble, Brighteon, and the Tube. That's right, we're on YouTube. So as you notice, we're going to be starting back up on our Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays this week. Yes, but today's podcast is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. I have some things that I'm taking care of today, and I will not be able to do a full podcast, but I want to just bring you a little something just for you to ponder, just for you to think about, and something that people really need to pay attention to when they get into relationships. And today I want to come from the book of in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13. And I've often talked about God's definition of love, but I want to come to you today and talk, read these verses to you, because many people do not know what love is. And all you have to do is go to the Word of God and you will find out what true love is. 1 Corinthians 13, and that's in the New Testament of the Bible for those who may not know. 1 Corinthians 13, and starting with verse 4. And I want to just read these verses to you, because if you're not getting this, what this word is saying for us, love, then you're not experiencing love at all. And this is even for yourself. If you're not experiencing these things with yourself, then you're not actually loving yourself. So love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. And I'm going to stop right there. And so when you read these verses and you want to know about love, the first thing it says that love is patient. So many of us can work on our patience, okay? And that's an act of love. And even when you see that you have some shortcomings in certain things, a narcissist will just excuse it. But if you want to really be the opposite of a narcissist, you work on those things, that you acknowledge it and you say, you know what, I need to work on my patience a little more, and then you work on that. Love is kind, and I'm not talking about love bombing. You have to know the difference between genuine kindness and someone love bombing you. A narcissist will love bomb, do acts of kindness, but at the end of it, it's a bomb, as it says, and basically that means that they do it to manipulate you, to dominate you, to have you under their thumb of control, to make you feel as if you owe them something. And that, so the acts of kindness that they show is not really kind. But love is kind. That means that I'm kind to people with no strings attached. Love does not envy. So basically, when you are not envious of someone, you're not jealous of them. You're not hating them. You're not secretly wishing their demise. And this is part of what narcissist does. You do not boast. We know that boasting is a result of, as the next one goes into, pride. Okay, so you're not boasting on yourself, seeking that attention. You allow God to be the one to elevate you, promote you, and others will be able to give credit, not that you're trying to do it yourself. You're not prideful. That means that when I know I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. I'm not going to be too proud to say I'm sorry, or too proud to change my ways, or too proud to know that I'm hurting someone, but I'm still going to continue doing those things that I know that brings that person pain. Um, it does not dishonor others. That means that I'm not going to do something to cause someone else to be humiliated, or I'm not going to run a smear campaign against someone, or I'm going to make sure that I hold them in high esteem, or I'm not going to do things that to pull them down just to make myself look good, feel good, because in the essence of it, when you have to do that in order to make yourself feel good, you really don't feel good about yourself at all. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no records of wrong. That means that uh, narcissists are, you will often find that they're always, they tend sometimes to be always mad about something. The saying that misery loves company really does, it really holds true when you're dealing with a lot of narcissists, but it is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrong. And this is why often you will notice on this podcast, often read your Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in the court of the narcissist. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, and you know you're dealing with a narcissist, you need to make sure that you don't give them any extra information that they can use against you, because whatever you say, they're going to put it in the vault to throw it back at you later, regurgitate it to you later. Even the most innocent of things, when you know you're dealing with a narcissist, it's best to monitor exactly what you say so that they will not travel around saying things to other people. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. One thing we know about narcissists is that they can't handle the truth. Okay, well, just as that old movie, A Few Good Men, they can't handle the truth. So we definitely, when you're dealing with a narcissist, and you tell them about themselves, they can't handle it. So basically, they'll throw things at you and try to deflect the attention off of themselves at that particular point in time, because they don't want you to actually say what it is that they're doing. They have a problem with looking at their own reality. Now, mind you, they don't mind throwing it at everyone else, but they have a problem with looking at their own reality of the things that they do that hurt other people. Another thing is it always protects. When you are in a loving relationship, that person is going to look out for you, going to protect you, you're going to feel safe with that individual. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you will never feel safe with the narcissist, because you're always going to be tending to walk on eggshells around them. You never know what bag they're going to come out of on any given day. So, but when you're dealing with a healthy relationship, you're going to feel safe with that individual. You're going to feel protected with that individual. You feel like you will be able to be yourself with that particular individual. Always trust. When you're dealing with a loving relationship, a healthy relationship, you're able to trust that individual. Narcissists, you can't trust them, because again, whatever you tell them, they're going to throw it against you. They're going to use it against you. They're going to try to smear you, dominate you, control you, overpower you emotionally, physically, and therefore you can't trust. You learn not to trust that particular individual. You can't trust someone who is abusing you. Let me just say that you cannot trust someone who is abusing you. If you have the capability to abuse me, then that means that I cannot trust you, and I cannot trust you to protect me, because the very person that I am to trust to protect me is the one that is harming me. Another thing is it says always hopes. That means that I can have hope for the future, hope for tomorrow. I can know that regardless of whatever trials that we go through in a healthy relationship, that we're going to make it together. And so I'm hopeful that this relationship is going to last. However, when you are dealing with a narcissistic relationship, they diminish your hope. They steal your joy. They take the things that you held dear about yourself. They diminish it, stomp on it, and therefore you're having to try to rebuild it back up because you were taken advantage of, and therefore your hope has gone. And one thing, almost last but not least, perseverance. That means that you know what, I'm gonna be in this relationship for the long haul. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna look out for that person. But let me just say this: if you are in an abusive relationship, this doesn't mean, oh, I'm gonna persevere to the end. If you're persevering while you're getting your head knocked off, then that is not a good relationship to be in. Last but not least, love never fails. When you're dealing with true love, then love doesn't fail. If that person truly loves you, that person is going to say, you know what, I see some things in myself that I may be causing harm to this person, and therefore I'm going to work on myself in order to get myself together so that I will not hurt this particular individual. You do not want to cause anyone harm. And if you know that you are hurting someone, then you need to get the help that you need if you truly love that person. All right. Well, this is going to end today's podcast. Again, as I mentioned, this was going to be a little abbreviated compared to normal, but I pray that it has been a powerful, short podcast so that you can take what was said and apply it in your own life. 1 Corinthians 13, starting at verse 4, is very powerful. And I pray that if you do not know what love is, that you would take some time to get to know God first, who gives us love unconditionally, and read His word. All right, we are up out of here. I pray today's podcast is a blessing to you, and that the rest of your day will be blessed.
We want to thank you for taking the time to join us today on Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Until next time.